Good morning, YouTube family. How are you this morning? I just want to say, in regards of Steve and Marjorie Harvey, that to all the insults and everybody that's going out saying they're this and they're that, my thing is this: I've been the woman on the other side, want to badger the person, and I feel just like what Steve is saying. You have to go through some stuff to get to the next stuff. So therefore, sometimes people have not put their stuff to the side. So in that regard, is that I want to say some things that Steve and Marjorie can't say in regards to being the other woman. You know, people are put in your life for seasons, and because he was put in your life for seasons at that time, he's put there for a lesson. The lesson was that you guys went through problems. Everybody goes through problems. Y'all had a beautiful son, and it doesn't matter. We feel like there's never no closure when somebody leaves us or do something bad to us. But when Steve said, "Hey, I want to get it together," you know what I'm saying? Irregardless if he knew Marjorie before, after, we don't learn a lot of things until the relationship is actually over, and then we become vindictive. I wanted to ruin the dude's life and all of this, but I had a son to think about. So after everything faded away, it was saying, okay, I got to get back to life here. How am I gonna get some things? Well, guess what? Steve wasn't doing it to get rich, or I don't think that he was doing it to say, oh, I'm this, this, and that. He may could have been everything you said he was. But today, because he has turned it around and said, hey, I have made mistakes. I am a new person. I am growing. God decided to say, hey, guess what? I'm going to give you something that you wanted over here. You messed up over here once or twice or whatever. Marjorie did whatever she did. You did whatever you did. It doesn't matter. So guess what? At the end of the day, God say, hey, here you go. I'm going to give you Marjorie. He's been had Marjorie. They've been doing fine. Everything is all good. But at the end of the day, you and Steve have this wonderful son that y'all have to take care of. And believe me, he loves you and him to the highest level. So if you realize that at the end of the day, what I realized was that I wasn't doing it for my kid. I was damaging myself because I was so hurt. I forgot all about the boy. And at the end of the day, only person I was hurting was not myself, but that little boy that I had. That little boy that I now have is 17. It was opposite because his father didn't know how to be a man. And he did just what Steve said. We don't know them as men. And so when things get big or something happens, then guess what? They go to the left or to the side and say, hey, nothing happened, it all blocked out. So I'm glad that Steve wrote that book. I'm a huge fan. I mean, I be everywhere that they are. I live here in Atlanta. And every time him and Tommy is here, I'm there. Anything that him and Marjorie is doing, I'm there. Because I believe in the brand. I believe in what he's setting the tone to be. That ordinary people can be whatever they want to be. Even though they come through some stuff, God will shine them off and make them new people. And Mary, I just want to say to you, in no disregard to Steve, because he's doing so well, you can be doing the same. Tyler Perry says it's best. You're going to be like that 95-year-old woman, mad as hell, can't sit to the left and wonder why you can't have no relationships, because guess what? You haven't healed your own relationships. You can have the next Mark or Marcus or whoever, come into your life and sweep you off just like Marjorie's doing for Steve. But you cannot intend to do that and go on until you move forward. And when you move forward, Steve's not going to be a blast. He's going to be a blast of the past. Because what's in your future and what's coming for you is coming. But you blocking it because you live in backwards. Let Steve, Marjorie do them. You do you. And I promise you, you will get somebody just for you. And the only thing you and Steve will have in common is that, hey, he put you in front of his life for a season to learn a lesson. And the lesson was that, guess what? He gave you this Now I got this. I'm prosperous. I got just as much as Steve got and not even more. If you never have as much as he has, it's okay. Because guess what? At the end of the day, you have your fantasy. And so in that regard to saying that Steve took this or he did that, any black woman in America know if you scorning and you've been with a man that many years, you're going to come home and he ain't going to have nothing. No kid, no nothing. So therefore, at the end of the day, what you want to do is just reflect and do you. And as you come into you, and that's what Steve is doing, and that's why I love him to pieces, because he's never said, oh, I'm this and I'm that. He said, oh, y'all, I got faults. I'm cool. He's relatable. He's created a brand that everybody can relate to. I think he needed to write that book because women do not understand men. And because we do talk so much, we put all our business out there. We want people to love us, but we don't slow down and shut up to find out what it is the person can offer us, because we are so independent and want to be everywhere at every place and time that we can't do it. So what I'm saying to you today is that if you don't take nothing from this, it's not about the lawsuit. It's not about how much Marjorie husband or ex-husband did all this dirt. At the end of the day, it wasn't time. What's happening now is supposed to happen. It's not an accident. But what's supposed to happen is, the lesson in this is that now that Steve and brought it together, Marjorie had whatever she had in her past, she's brought it together. God put them together for a reason. This is where they're supposed to be at this divine time. So your time is coming, but you got to leave them alone for you to get the blessings that's coming to you. They already in front of your face. But if you keep this up, you're never going to see them. And that's why Steve is seeing what he's seeing now, because he has put the stuff in front of his face. He has said, hey, God, I ain't perfect. I did all of this. He may did everything you said, but we can't do it. God can judge him. We can't. So as far as I'm concerned, it's all good, because now he's exemplifying to the world that he has came through something, been through something, ain't never said he didn't do none of that or did any of it, and now he's come out shining and new. As far as the Oprah thing, like I say, when God got something for you, you and nobody else can take it. If Oprah was in his future then, Oprah is going to be in his future now. Oprah didn't even have to know that he was coming, but he showed up. And he showed up in the time that he was supposed to be there. So the Oprah story, I don't believe it, but it's not for me to say. So the only thing I'm saying is, look at your own backyard before you start trying to ruin somebody else's backyard. That's the lesson of the day. You know, as my pastor say, the joy of service is my heaven in 2011. And that's all I got to say about it. Peace out.